A Bitcoin ETF is about to get approved, triggering potentially more than $16 billion to flood into the market. Here's why that's huge and why it's finally happening after a years-long battle. By now, it's no surprise that SEC Chair Gary Gensler despises crypto. Like, really doesn't like it. So much so that he barely admitted to Congress that regulating it wasn't fully under his purview when he was questioned last year.
Yes or no?
And I believe in congressional oversight, and I know
Okay, all right, moving on.
But because of the SEC's murky handling of is Bitcoin or is it not a security, institutional investors, for the most part, haven't been able to touch it in a lot of funds. And financial advisors haven't been able to sell it to its clients. You and I can buy Bitcoin in Coinbase, for example, of course, but most institutional investors like retirement funds or pension funds aren't able to. That's all about to change with Bitcoin ETFs being approved. So why did it take so long?
The Securities and Exchange Commission rejecting Grayscale's application for a spot Bitcoin ETF, and the company is now suing the SEC.
Crypto investment firm Grayscale tried to convert their Bitcoin trust into a Bitcoin ETF back in June of 2022, but it was blocked by the SEC. So they sued the SEC. In their initial filing, they called out the SEC's denial to create the first Bitcoin ETF as, quote, arbitrary and capricious. And to be fair, even other commissioners at the SEC, like Hester Peirce, called out Chair Gensler's decision to block Bitcoin ETFs as unfair in an interview with Coinage last July.
The standards we've been applying with respect to Bitcoin exchange-traded products have been, as you put it, a moving target and also not consistent with how we've treated similar products.
Eventually, the battle for a Bitcoin ETF made it all the way to the DC's Second Circuit Court. And in August of last year, the court ruled unanimously, 3-0, in favor of Grayscale, calling the SEC's decision to deny a Bitcoin ETF, quote, unlawful. So the SEC lost, and its back was up against the wall as other applications for Bitcoin ETFs stacked up.
Now, they've got a maximum time of 240 days, the SEC, to approve or deny the application. That would put maximum time January 10, 2024.
And that brings us to now, as the SEC prepares to approve a Bitcoin ETF, opening the floodgates for institutional money to start pouring into Bitcoin. All because the courts ruled the SEC was unfairly preventing Bitcoin from reaching the masses, and all because someone dared to challenge the SEC.